So, dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. We're going to start our ongoing meditation session now. So, keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and gently close your eyes and focus your mind to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, keep your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line. And bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes 3 times and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation, and then later observe the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selflessness within any experience come to you related with the sensation. In the beginning, mentally relax your body step by step, following my words. Relax your head, relax your forehead, relax your eyebrows, relax your eyes, relax your ears, relax your nose, relax your upper lip, relax your lower lip, relax your chin, Relax your whole face muscles. Relax your teeth. Relax your tongue. Relax your mouth. Relax your throat. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders, arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. Relax your back muscles and relax your spine. Relax your chest and relax your abdominal muscles. Relax your lungs. Relax your heart. Relax your liver. Relax your kidneys. Relax your gallbladder. Relax your pancreas. Relax your small intestine. Relax your large intestine. Relax all abdominal organs. Relax your buttock. Relax your thigh. Relax your knee. Relax your calf muscles. Relax your foot and relax your toes. Relax your whole body muscles, tendons, ligaments, bone marrows, and whole skeleton. Release the tension in your mind and keep relax your face muscles. Bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And focus your mind to the sensation and allow your inhalation, exhalations happen naturally. Don't maintain it, don't try to count or hold. Just allow simply, naturally happen inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. And while it happens, through the sensation, recognize This is inhalation, this is exhalation. If your mind go here and there, don't worry about it. Just bring it back again and again. Stay with the sensation. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation knowingly. This is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end of the inhalation or exhalation. Also, you may experience some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just recognize it. Keep your attention to the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation, and drop all other details. Just be with the sensation and experience the change, an impermanent unsatisfactoriness and selflessness within any feelings arise in your body. Don't think over, just recognize and see how the change happens. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light and expand the capacity to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward, and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, as ordinary people in day to day life 24/7, morning to night, through the days, through the weeks, through the months, years, through our whole life, through eons by eons, we look for our comfort and satisfaction and happiness. So we think that when we find the happiness or when we find the comfort ourselves, we become successful. But when it comes to the very nature of life, you cannot separate the failure from the success. You cannot separate the darkness from the day light. You cannot separate from the pain from the pleasure. So then you have to understand, even though we have desire to find the happiness, satisfaction, that doesn't mean we cannot escape from unhappiness, sadness, worry, disappointment, kind of that nature. So the Buddhism is totally taught us in a very different way of life and different way to approach to this kind of life. It is just not looking for the happiness. It is just not looking for the success. It is not looking for the comfort. It's mostly you develop the understanding. You not focus to good or bad. You more focus to deeper understanding. That is where the Buddha's teaching become very important, mostly than other teachings. All other teachings we need around us, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the same like this. So we have to understand what is the different. So Buddha's teachings always try to help you to develop the understanding and the undisturbed mind out of whatever the situations come to our life. So once you have the clarity within yourself, not regarding the outside situation, but within your inner awareness, so whatever the situation, it's going to become okay for you. And especially the most difficult time, the suffering, become the energy to find the wisdom. That is always kind of like the truth around our life. Even your personal life in conventional, if you look very difficult, hard time period, it transform you to something. But when everything happen very nicely, very comfortably the way you want, you don't do anything. You become so lazy sometimes. And inner laziness becomes stronger. Why? Because you just go with the comfort. But when it comes to even during the Buddha's time and even after that, most of the enlightened masters, when we read about their life, and we recognize one of the important thing, the most of them transform to the truth or the liberation out of the greater suffering. And when they go through the deeper suffering or struggle, difficulties, that help to develop the awareness. But you have to develop a skill to see through the situations, see through the life, and recognize the clarity within your own mind. So that is why we practice meditation. Because when you practice meditation, it little by little develop undisturbed mind. So that doesn't mean the outside world going to change because you practice meditation. You cannot do like that way. You become more humble and you become more comfortable with the any situation come to you. So that is where you can go with it. Other than that, this is not a method to change anything. This is the method to totally you're going to accept. But to develop that, you have to practice. You have to some qualities within you. So one of the bigger mistake mostly we does, and we have a very limited time. And within that very limited time, we try to practice many things. We try to learn many things. And because of that, we lose a lot of wisdom and the knowledge on the way. But remember yourself, keep it to one thing and master one thing. So it is up to you to select what you want. But remember, get into one technique, especially when it comes to meditation. Tranquilize your mind, stay with it, deeply develop undisturbed mind. Because if you go technique to technique, for the moment you feel comfortable, but deeply you're not developing any technique, you're not mastering any technique. So there was a samurai master, and he used to do tea ceremony. Whoever come every day, he used to put a lot of water and hold the kettle in one hand and start to pour it to hundred people. Whoever bring the cup, he just hold the water, heavy kettle. He just pouring the water. That is what he used to do. And people, when they come to worship the temple and come to tea ceremony, and they used to enjoy, especially during the winter time, they used to enjoy this hot tea. And then what happened one day? There was a samurai came, very arrogant. And when he drink the tea, and he burned his tongue, and then he got a little bit mad. And then he was in pain and he disappointed. And then he challenged to this master and telling, you burn my tongue. So come with me and fight. So this arrogant samurai, young samurai, and took out the sword and start to come towards the old this master who used to do the tea ceremony. He didn't practice many things. He used just he used to hold the kettle with the heavy water. That is what he used to do. And then one of his student came and took the kettle and gave the sword to his hand. And then this old samurai master, he didn't move. He just hold the sword. That is what he did. That's it. He was so solid, strong, and he didn't move. And even he didn't blink. He just so solid like a statue. Just by seeing that, this young samurai got stuck and paralyzed, stopped himself without moving. So as you know, there are some animals. If you move too much in front of that animals attack you. So the people the same. In front of people, if you are not solid, remember, it is very difficult for you to develop a comfortable life. So that the solidness means undisturbed mind. If you have the disturbed mind, out of that disturbed mind, busyness comes, that always you are moving here and there. There is no calmness. When there is no calmness inside you, what will happen? The physically you start to move too much. Then you get tired. And then you make mistake. When you do too much things, you make mistakes. When you make mistakes, that mistake affect for your self abilities. And then the fear arises, doubt arises. Why? Because you make a lot of mistakes. And then other thing is with that, when you have the tiredness, there is a laziness arise deeply. Why? Because you do a lot of things. And how much you become lazy? You become lazy regarding your own commitment, your own words, your own action, you become lazy. As example, it like this. So you set up the alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning to wake up. Forget about 5. You know, sometimes even when I talk to children, 5 o'clock, when we wake up 5 o'clock, they cannot imagine how we wake up 5 o'clock. So just imagine, just 6 o'clock. So, and then when if you are so tired, and when you hear that you are the one who set up that alarm to 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. And then when you hear the alarm early morning, and you just turn off it. You don't want to wake up. You go back to sleeping. See, that it is not about anybody. Remember this psychological method happening inside you. You are the one who set up the clock to wake up at 6 o'clock when the alarm ring, and you are again go and shut off it. So that's mean you go against your own action. So that is one example that time. So this happen in day-to-day life with everything, in every direction. Remember, there is no single action. Remember, there is no single action in your life separate it from other actions. To understand that, you have to have very clear, little bit rest mind to see that. Any action. So whatever the movements that you do, even moving your leg, moving your hand, or doing something, even saying something, even that at night, whatever the dreams that you see, remember, it is not separate from your life. And this each and every actions related to other actions in our life. So when you become so busy and doing, it's kind of like a multitasking. You trying to do many things. Like the way we believe multivitamin, because there are vitamins that there that the two kind of vitamins there that cannot stay together sometimes. There are some vitamins can stay together, but there are some vitamins it cannot be together. It become negative if that another vitamin come and stay with it. So but when you read that mostly multivitamin, that all vitamins they are. So that doesn't mean you're going to get that all to your body, because some vitamins become neutral. So same like when you become multitasking, then remember that you mostly you lose a lot of your energy, you lose your lot of abilities, and maybe for the moment you do a lot of things, but tranquility meditation is completely opposite from that. So then you have to develop the sharpness, undisturbed mind, solidness inside you. And once you have that solidness, it deeply take you to the awareness, understanding, clarity, seeing through inside, not just by this eye or the material. Because mostly when we say that the sense-based experience, sensual perception, when we go with that, we always need the object. But once you develop the method to see without the object, that is where the vipassana knowledge you need. So you see without the object. And so the subject itself become the object, and the object itself become the subject. There is no dualistic way to understand something. But for us, it's always we need two things to understand. We need to separate things to understand. But developing, why? Because our mind is not capable. Sometimes it is not that much strong to see mind itself. So that's why we like to see through material. But when you develop little by little, your tranquility state, and you stay in one thing, and you develop the calmness, undisturbed mind, and out of that, you bring deeper the ability to see without objects. That's why that seeing within yourself, we close our eyes and we shut down all our senses and deeply observe and see. So once you able to see within your own inner experience, it take you to see your mind. When you able to see your mind, what will happen? This is, remember this very carefully. When you start to see through your mind, when you see an object, when you see a person using an object, saying some words, when you hear the words, you're not going to hear the words, you start to hear the person's mind. So that's way you start to see other person's mind. So when you see a person doing some work, so as example, that there is a person in front of you, maybe talk with you and holding the bottle like this tight. And then you, through the action, the way that the person hold the bottle, you start to recognize the person mind. It is a different way, because you anymore not going to depend on the material. You start to see the mind. And maybe there is a person talk to you doing like this or doing like this. And then through that action, you start to recognize the mind. So like that everywhere. And even that sometimes when there is a letter come to you, or somebody send an email, somebody send the text to you, through that words, the way it, the put the word, the way it put, you start to recognize what is behind it. See, now you not going to stuck with the material. Why? Because you develop the method to see through. That is come out of the vipassana. You start to see the mind. So out of this, everywhere around this us, everywhere we see the mind. So even when you see a tree close by the road, and sometimes mostly now you see only the tree. You don't see the mind. Mind means who put that tree with what intention. Maybe we don't see it. But there is when you come to that everywhere with this all the material, there is something behind it. What is that? The person, the whoever, the person did that, the intention. So you start to get it. You start to see that. When you start to see that, you recognize we living with the mind. We're not living with the material. But if you cannot go to that mind, we always think we live with the material. See, it is completely different understanding. So practicing meditation, you go to that. But when you become multitasking, when you do a lot of things at once, you cannot get into that frequency. You cannot get into that landscape. So that's why practicing meditation, staying in one path and developing and nourishing your awareness with the undisturbed mind will help you to have a very good, solid vipassana level of practice. Once you have it, that you become more matured with the deeper understanding, not by seeing and maintaining and holding and depending from these material things. That is what you need. Because look at what is happening in the world. That the pandemic situation happened and and the people thought it going to end within 6 months, and thought it going to end by the year, and now there is no way, and it keep going. But if you always imagine dreaming regarding the material world and jump to that world again and again and going back to that, then what will happen? Disappointment, unhappiness, sadness, worry, frustration, anxiety, depression. These things happen everywhere. Why? Because deeper inside us, we looking for something. We're trying to find some material way of life. But in this very moment, if you develop this method little by little, remember, anything happen. So whatever happen tomorrow, you have ability to get the best out of that situation. That is the power of the beauty of practice vipassana. No matter what situation come to you get the best out of it. Even the pain, difficulty, sadness, worry, unhappiness, because that is worldly nature. So whatever come to your life, you have ability to get best out of it. So when it comes to the dharma, there are few things that how you have to develop your life, and especially that there is a method called kippa viragi and danda viragi. So the kippa viragi means that you can detach very easily. Danda viragi means you cannot detach from it very easily. It is very difficult to detach. So these two things come to you when you have the busy mind. It is very difficult to get out of things. But if you have the very calm, clear mind, it is very easy to get out of things. Why it is important for us? There are few things. So sometimes it is very easy to go into something, but very difficult to get out of it. So just I'm giving an outside example. It is very easy to go into it, and it is very difficult to get out of it. And another thing, it is very difficult to go into something, but very easy to get out of it. And another thing, it is very easy to go into something, and it is very easy to get out of it. And there are certain things, it is very difficult to get into something, and it is very difficult to get out of it. So, our outside world the same. Somehow we maintain this, out of this four, somehow we maintain one thing. And our mind the same. Now imagine yourself. There are some things, it is very easily come to your mind, your life, your consciousness. Imagine, and sometimes for children, no one need to teach how to tell lies. So naturally, they tell lies. And even parents don't know from where they learn it. But it very easily, they get it. And for people, bad words, like when sometimes when you want to learn new language, mostly, if you pick up very bad words, oh, then it's going to become very easy for you to remember. And the bad things to do, naturally, it's come out of it. So there are some things very easily come to us and very difficult to get out of it. So then remember in your mind, in your life yourself. So whatever come to you, look. Maybe it come in a very easy way. And before it come, remember, look, can you get out of it? And at least look, sometimes in the beginning, whatever you see before it come, if you try to analyze, you think, oh, it is very easy, I can do it. Like most young people get into drugs, and first time they try thinking, oh, this is very easy. First time I just try it. And then it's going to be okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. Well, they think they can get out of it. And sometimes people try to jump to the water thinking, oh, it is very easy, I can get out of it. But only one time they jump, disappear. There is no way, because they cannot see the current, underneath the current. They just see the surface level of the waves or the water. They jump and the current suck it and they go with it. So mentally, the same. So when something come to you, so before you get into it, look how you're going to get out of this. So for that, what you need to do, don't just depend on your own mind. Start to look around. Look around. How other people, what happened to them. So that way you will understand. Because we are all same in a certain way. That's why when you are able to see your mind, there is a way that you start to understand others' mind. So start to look around you. Look at the history of it. Look at the nature of it. Look what other people say about it before it come to you, before you accept it to inside you. Especially when it comes to the spiritual practice. So whatever you accept, start to look around it and see what other people say about it. What kind of result you get out of this. And then when you start to look, you start to see. And there are things very difficult to get into your mind, and very easily things can get out of your mind. Very easily you forget. But very, very difficult to get. Like learning something, especially developing some good habit or profitable skills in you. Very difficult. And sometimes very easily, if you don't keep practice few days, very easily you get out of it. You forget it. So there are some things. And look yourself when there is something very good, very important, and look at the nature of it. And once you see if it is important for you as a person, if it brings you some good qualities to your life, and knowingly that sometimes it can disappear very easily, and protect it yourself. How the farmers protect their harvest from the wild animals. They don't go behind the wild animals. No, they put a very good fence and protection around their farming. And then they protect their farming. They don't go behind the wild animals. They not allow anyone to come when they grow. So then yourself remember, when something very important for you, if you know, oh, it is better I know this, and once you start to know, protect it, hold it. There are things very difficult to get in, and very difficult to get out. So sometimes that once you develop good kind of like a tranquility state, and very difficult to get in, develop a tranquility state. But once you reach to the tranquility state, it never go down, it never going backward. So it is very difficult to go backward. So that's why you have to develop that kind of things. And there are things very easily come and very easily go away. So then in your life, always remember, so whatever you get out of your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, remember whatever it's come, it may not going to go the same way it come. It's going to leave some footprints in you. If it is not worth for you, remember, and you have to have wisdom yourself to transform it to something good within yourself with your bodily, verbally, or mentally action. So when you develop the tranquility state, you gain that wisdom, and at the same time, when you have ability to recognize the cause and conditions, and then you go with the necessary conditions in that very moment. So whatever the situation come, and you know it, and when you want to change it, you have ability to change it. So that is where your mind become solid, and at the same time it become more flexible, and it become kind of like a shapeless, but it become undisturbed. So through the vipassana practice, you develop that. So then when it come to the your own inner experience in day-to-day life, as an ordinary person, remember we always dealing with three kind of nature in our mind: greed, hatred, and the delusion. So when it comes to greed and lust, very easily you get into that. Very easily you get into that, but very difficult to get out of it. Very difficult to get out of it. It's so strong, and hold for a while when you with the lust. Maybe in the surface level, it's not bringing that much harm to anybody, but it is very difficult to get out from the greed or the lust. And the hatred, it giving you strong harm, but very easily you can get out of it. So as example, when you practice the loving kindness meditation, and very easily you can get out of the hatred. Another thing is you may experience some people get angry, and but sometimes with that anger they do things very harmful, but within 1 second they start to apologize, or maybe they feel sorry about them. See, it very easily it disappear, but it when it happen, it very strong. So the lust is not that much powerful. Greediness not that much powerful, but the it go for a while to get out. But the anger is strong when it happen, but it it you can get out of it very easily. Ignorance. Ignorance is when it happen, it is very strong and you cannot get out of it. Another thing is it bringing the greater harm to everyone. So see, the lust is not that much strong, but it go for a while to get out. Anger, it is very strong, and but it's not going to take too much time to get out very easily. That means within very short time you can get out. But the ignorance, it is very harmful, very strong, and at the same time it take long time to get out of it. That is why, because the dream state that we get into, very difficult. There is a same story. There was a monkey was in the in front of the Buddha and telling, "Oh, I can go around this jungle within 1 second." So the Buddha said, "Go." So the monkey closed its eyes and within 1 second opened and told, "I went around the whole jungle." So then the Buddha said, "But you don't see, you're still here, sitting in front of me." So same like we go to past and the future around, we become good and bad, nice and ugly, and we become generous and greedy, angry, loving kindness, this everything in our mind. But we don't see around us how it come out of our actions. The mostly we living in our mind. So once the ignorance tangle to our mind, remember, it go eons by eons by eons. So then remember, never allow ignorance to come into you. Why? Maybe once it come, it never going to leave you. Very difficult. Not never. One day it may happen, but it is very difficult. We don't know where it take us. The greediness, maybe, you will end in a hospital, or maybe in front of a doctor. Doctor say, don't eat this anymore, or like that. Maybe you start with the lust, you start to get into suffering with the wrong people or the wrong association, and then you understand. And this doesn't work anymore. It giving you understanding. And the anger, maybe you will end up in a prison, and then you recognize, this is, I made a mistake, this doesn't work anymore. And there are people like that. They recognize it. They understand it through their own mistakes. But the ignorance, there is no way until you find a good friend to show you the way and how to exit from it. There is no way you can get out of the ignorance. So then remember yourself, Never allow ignorance to come into you. So, as a human being, this is a very good opportunity for you. Look into yourself, purify each and every inch in your body. Purify, get out of the ignorance. It's worth for you. Purify yourself deeply, silently yourself. You no need to tell to anybody. Be more silence. But you see yourself and you recognize what is the ignorance that you carry within you, and slowly brush it away, throw it away, clean it away. And then little by little, little by little, little by little, you start to feel more comfortable, relaxed, so light and fearless. That is what you need. Because once you have that, when you sit for meditation, so the naturally your mind is so nourished with the necessary conditions to have the tranquility state. So work for that. Don't do many things. And you go towards the clarity. And to that clarity, through that undisturbed mind, you will find the way to get into the liberation. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavatacha amyehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang Asavakkaya hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.